Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to this Psi guide. Some people were asking me to make it, so here it is. I'll go through my talent stats, how I burst, and what some skills do, like on the other guides. So I'll start with my talents. There's really nothing special here. Just know that Phantom, even if it's rank 1, you'll be spamming it a lot for the stress levels it gives, and you need stress to burst better. And then guess these debuffs are good to know. Not every Psi does Cowardice Ruby, but combined with this one, your Scorching applies Cowardice on your target for 2 seconds. It's nice. Like if you play with a support, or you can even CC yourself. Wounds, vulnerability, rank 2 mental link, you don't really need any higher, but don't take it rank 1 in case you put your mental link on someone you didn't mean to, or it's good to have it. Good to put it again after a while, or if you want to change targets in general. Yeah, everyone should be able to take these with... I don't have any talents from Realgar yet, so you should be able to take all of this. This one you don't need to take. Like if you have one extra talent from Realgar, I would take probably Cowardice rank 2 or Wounds or even Fear. Not really sure. It's up to your preference. You don't actually need Wounds higher than 1 because it's permanently applied, so take Cowardice or Fear. Okay, Rubies. Pretty self-explanatory here. Some people take this Ruby, but I noticed it's only, well, it's 6% if you have this one rank 3. So it's like 75 stats worth of 75 stats worth of rubies here, and I decided to not run any critical chance, so I didn't even take it. I rather take other things. What's important? Well, I guess this one. When you have Wall of Blades, which is this skill, on your target and you apply Agony, it will apply to every target in 3-yard radius. 8-yard radius, sorry. And Agony does a lot of damage. It's really good to apply on many people. Like in mass PVP overall, if you check DPS mirror later, you might see that your most 50% of your damage comes from Agony on its own, and it ticks very hard. Meditation, this skill, when you use meditation, you get 3 insta-casts on your phantoms. And yeah, you need phantoms to up your stress, and also when you use this Zenith and Raskat, then Raspat, then it does more damage the more phantoms you have. That's why you want to spam phantoms. And also with this Ruby, phantoms are not in global cooldown, so you can get your stress up really fast for like high damage choke or psychosis. Okay, stats mostly in this grid. This is a bit of damage increase and also decreases your stress over time. But more importantly, it gives you... It's like a martyr's protection. If you're under CC, you can break it with this. And with this Ruby from the 3rd crit, you cannot be CC'd when you have your meditation on. It's like really fun to play Psi because of those Rubies too. You get a lot of less CC on yourself, and you can pretty much burst without being interrupted at all. People can only use their own defenses. And this pool really good as well. especially combined with the wall of blades. Like you put wall of blades on your target, you group the people, and then you put agony, and that's everyone who got pulled will get it up now. Then the last grid has a lot of things, but mainly just the damage buffs. And this Ruby, when you are in combat and use skills 4 times, you get the revelation buff, and during the buff you get a lot of bonuses. Like you can cast while moving, you get a lot of damage increase, passive things, and it says it's 6 seconds, but it refreshes on pretty much everything you use. So unless you're CC'd for 6 seconds straight, which you're really never not, you will always have this on. And cooldown reduction for your defense, slow and agony cast, and then some stress things. These 2 rubies here, when work for your Phantom Assassin, when you cast it initially, it puts 6 second vulnerability, which is why you have this rank 3. And every hit your Phantom Assassin does will put wounds on the target. Yeah, wounds are really, well, anti-heal, so good luck healing when there's wounds on a target. They will die a lot faster. 60% decrease, I think it was. Yeah. And damage boss for agony, and this is Senate and Raspa. And also with this, the explosion gives a dot on your target. And also when you cast or when you explode your phantoms, targets will get weakness debuff, and when you cast torture as well, they get weakness. That's some extra things you can use. Should be all for the talents. I'll post the build in the talent calculator, I think, in the video description if you want to check again. Okay, for stats, I have about this. So I have again, or buffs from order. So I don't 100 less here actually, CC stat and 100 less caution. It's pretty normal stats. You can run determination higher on Psi PVP because of the mass dot from agony and a little bit of AoE more in general. So your determination will stack up good, especially before you're bursting. You will have high % determination. And then you can really switch around, like keep proficiency and brutality close if you play support with a support that buffs Valiance. Like if you're in Dominion and someone has a Valiance buff on brutality, then maybe you should go for proficiency and the other way around. A bit more balance. And I have 750 dominance also. I think it increases duration of your phantoms, and it says it increases 30% of the damage at 750. But the damage buff is actually higher than what proficiency gives. It's very small difference, but still it's better than proficiency, so go close to 750, but not over. Well, defensives are normal. And like I said, you can run aim for around 650 survivability and caution, and survivability only if you have a healer, because you get the 100 extra when revelation buffs activates. So it will be close. And then instinct, I would say around 500. 20% damage reduction on criticals is good, and rest in vitality. Also keep in mind you can run, of course, two-handed weapon, but I just have this 111, so I use it instead. And artifacts, Aspis, Victory Cross, obviously. I'm running Pilgrim Crown. It's good. Decoction duration increases, goes to 11 seconds instead of 8. And this mental twin blink and gives damage reduction. The cooldown decreases as well with Pilgrim Crown. And rank 5, you don't get slows, but well, you're Psi, so you don't really get CC'd anyway. If you have, I think you can run Unity Triquetrum, it's really not bad either. But I don't actually have Unity Triquetrum, so I run Pilgrim Crown. But both work. Maybe even if you don't have either, then you can run Codex if you want. Should be all for stats. Did I miss some skills? Okay, so one thing you need to remember. So I told you about skills that get your stress higher, right? And you need it high because these are the burst spells you have. Choke and Psychosis. Both of their damage increases by 1.5% for every stress level you have. So you want to use them when you have as high stress as possible. And you can normally, you should use it, well, when you have like a 70 to 100 stress. But the thing is, choke generates 30 stress, and you can't go above 100, so you can only use it when you have 70 or lower. But Psychosis doesn't generate any stress, so you can use it when you have like 100. And that's why your Psychosis usually does more damage. And it also does the damage in AoE, so it's even better. Especially comboed with the pool. So you group people, you put mass dots, and then you cast Psychosis with high stress. It really decimates everyone who gets pulled, unless they have good defense on. And this Supremacy, I think it's in English, gives you 25% less global cooldown and faster channeling. So when you channel like Choke or Psychosis, it will cast faster. Instead of 2 seconds, it will be like, well, less. And I think with every buff you have, there's another, this World Mystery skill that does the same, but 20% faster. So when you have this and this active, maybe even Trinket proc, I think the casting goes to around 1 second. And also with Pilgrim Crown, I think the rank 3 part gives you 20% as well. So you can have 3 buffs for faster casting, and this 2-second cast time goes to around 1 second. It's really like, it's like double faster burst you can do. And should be all for the skills. Now for racials, I use Dominion mostly, or you can use this defense. This defense is really OP. You don't really get any damage when you have it on, but the thing is, it's dispellable. So when you use it in Dominion and you're being focused, this one won't help you most of the time if the engineer is awake and dispels it. It's the same with your astral form. It's dispellable. So yeah, that's the one problem with Psi. You're really squishy because everything is dispellable. The only thing you can do is really the mental twin, when you can go invis and try kite with that, and then potions. And well, defense from other like support. Yeah. And there should be no other. Well, if you have fear, of course, and time loop, I will say something about. Well, time loop, I will say already. Time loop reloads your cooldowns, you or your target cooldowns. Mostly use it on your allies. You can use it on enemies as well. Like, say you would use it on an enemy and they use some skill, and then after a while they get reloaded. So the skill or buff they have on disappears. But it's usually better to use it on yourself. Like, if I want to use, I will use everything on cooldown right now. Let's put Astral Form, this, everything. I reload myself, and then after the buff goes, everything's up again. It reloads everything, but racial skills, rank skills, tier skills, I think. And doesn't reload potions, of course. Mostly it's fun to use on yourself for this burst. You can like use everything, burst, and then reload, and then you can burst again and you have everything up again. Or if you have, for example, you have a summoner in your party who uses Dark Veil, then you can reload him, and he will have a Dark Veil up again. It's useful in some situations. Just need to look at check it with your party what you want to reload. Okay, so how do I actually burst? Because Phantom Killer, Phantom Assassin puts the vulnerability on you and wounds on your target. You want to have it on your target when you're bursting, or just before you're bursting. Your main damage from burst comes from this Psychosis and Choke. Agony does good damage as well. No, I didn't cast that, but these ones do the fastest and most damage. So, for example, let me wait for this Torture cooldown. Usually have Torture pre-casted, just so no, I can use it instantly if I need it. I don't need to cast it anymore. Okay, so if I burst, I want to have my stress as high as possible. So I will start combat normally with Scorching, just so I get in combat. Because if you're out of combat and use meditation, you don't get the insta cast on your Phantom. So I'll just start with Scorching, pop meditation with Wall of Blades, maybe pull if there's multiple targets, and then Agony. Cast Phantom Assassin, pull with Zenith, cast Psychosis, and then explode and use Choke. So it would be like this. Let's see. Post in map. So buffs, cast Phantom, pull, Psychosis, explode. I also use Torture here. So it did like good damage. Now you can see Psychosis in this small example is top damage, then Agony is still ticking and going, so it does good too. And Choke does good damage as well. The only issue here is Psychosis has 24-second cooldown. You can't burst like this very often, so you will have to rely on your Choke a lot. But if you want to do full burst, do it like I showed. So just I can show again. So I have Torture. Sometimes after explosion I can cast Torture to get my stress higher, and it does more damage than Scorching, so it can help. So it would let me use these skills as well, so we can compare. I will not use this one right now. Sometimes it fucks up your rotation since it reduces your stress by 30. So maybe less damage on Psychosis and Choke. Okay, so let's try. Pop this. Use this. And then Psychosis. Okay, so that's a lot higher damage for some reason. Yeah, my Choke did a lot more here. Okay, I didn't get a proper Psychosis here at maximum stress, but yeah, still get like 1 million damage in 1 second. So good in PvP. Also, your Choke, forgot to say, applies wounds as well. Not really necessary with the Phantom, but Sometimes when you don't have instacast on your meditation, it might be hard to get 100 stress or high enough for choke, but try to use choke when you have like 50 to 70 stress. It goes down really fast, so it's hard to keep track in fights. But after a while, you get like a feel to it, like you don't need to watch it anymore. Just something that comes over time, I guess. Okay, it should be most. I just want to show you still like the difference between no 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 stress choke and psychosis versus with. I'm gonna okay, let's go high. Use choke here, 138 ticks. Okay, let's wait it go down and cooldown to come up. Okay, I'll cast choke at 0. So it's 73. So it's around double the damage you can do when your stress is higher. So that's why try learn it how to get high stress. 169k I think it was. Yeah. Okay, and then we go to 0 stress, 56k. So it's a big difference. That's why you should always learn how to get it high when you want to burst. Normally what I've noticed is if you at least have one of these buffs on and you use Psychosis at 100 stress and you just cast like maybe one spell, or you can even instantly cast Choke after that and it will be around that 50 to 70, so Choke will do high damage. But that should be it for this. I didn't have sadly any material for when I was actually doing PvP 3v3 or something with Psi. But if you want to see, then at least Sundays I usually play in Dominion, I play Psi, and I normally stream it. I'll put the link in description, and yeah, thanks for watching. And if you have any questions, feel free to comment or ask me in game. Okay, see you.